Find more questions and study at your own pace on our website. The link will be in the description. Let's get started. Question 1. You have been tasked with enabling advanced threat protection for an Azure SQL database server. Advanced threat protection must be configured to identify all types of threat detection. Which of the following will happen if, when a faulty SQL statement is generated in the database by an application? Option A potential SQL injection alert is triggered. Option B, a vulnerability to SQL injection alert is triggered. Option C, an access from a potentially harmful application alert is triggered. Option D, a brute force SQL credentials alert is triggered. When an application generates a faulty SQL statement in the database, it is typically an indication of a possible vulnerability to SQL injection attacks. This can happen if there is a defect in the application code that constructed the SQL statement, or if the application code or stored procedures failed to properly sanitize user input. In such cases, an alert would be generated to signal a vulnerability to SQL injection, rather than an actual SQL injection attempt itself. Question 2. You have an Azure subscription that contains an Azure Key Vault standard key vault named Vault 1. Vault 1 hosts a 2048-bit RSA key named Key 1. You need to ensure that Key 1 is rotated every 90 days. What should you do first? Option A, create a key rotation policy. Option B, modify the access policies settings of Vault 1. Option C, upgrade Vault 1 to Key Vault Premium. Option D, recreate Key 1 as an EC key. To ensure that a 2048-bit RSA key in an Azure Key Vault is rotated every 90 days, you should create a key rotation policy. This policy will allow you to specify the frequency of the key rotation and automate the process, ensuring the key is securely managed and refreshed at the specified interval. Question 3. You have an Azure virtual machine named VM1. From Microsoft Defender for Cloud, you get the following high-severity recommendation. Install endpoint protection solutions on virtual machine. You need to resolve the issue causing the high-severity recommendation. What should you do? Option A, add the Microsoft anti-malware extension to VM1. Option B, install Microsoft System Center Security Management Pack for endpoint protection on VM1. Option C, add the Network Watcher Agent for Windows extension to VM1. Option D, onboard VM1 to Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. To resolve the high-severity recommendation of installing an endpoint protection solution on VM1, onboarding VM1 to Microsoft Defender for Endpoint is the most appropriate action. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint provides comprehensive security features, including advanced threat protection, endpoint detection and response, and integration with Microsoft Defender for Cloud. This ensures VM1 receives thorough and up-to-date protection against a wide range of threats. Question 4. You have an Azure subscription that contains a user named User1. You need to ensure that User1 can create managed identities. The solution must use the principle of least privilege. What should you do? Option A, create a management group and assign User1 the Hybrid Identity Administrator Azure Active Directory role. Option B, create a management group and assign User1 the Managed Identity Operator role. Option C, create a resource group and assign User1 to the Managed Identity Contributor role. Option D, create an organizational unit and assign User1 the User Administrator Azure Active Directory role. To allow User1 to create managed identities while adhering to the principle of least privilege, User1 should be assigned the Managed Identity Contributor role. This role has the necessary permissions to create, read, update, and delete user-assigned managed identities. Assigning a lower privilege role, such as Managed Identity Operator, would not suffice as it does not include permissions to create managed identities. Question 5. You have an Azure subscription that contains a user named User1 and a storage account that hosts a blob container named Blob1. You need to grant User1 access to Blob1. The solution must ensure that the access expires after 6 days. What should you use? Option A, a shared access signature. Option B, role-based access control. Option C, a shared access policy. Option D, A managed identity. A shared access signature is an ideal solution for granting temporary access to Azure storage resources, such as blob containers. It allows you to specify an expiration date, making it possible to grant access that expires after a set period, in this case, 6 days. Thus, user 1 can be given the necessary permissions to access blob 1 for the specified duration using a SES token. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to check out our website where you can find more questions for this exam. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching and good luck on your exams.